Welcome to our episode of Good Guys Answering Questions for Homeowners. We have Ryan, Steve, and JD with us today. The first question we got is, what heating system do I have in the house, or how do I tell what heating system I have? Anybody want to take that one?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that. So typically in houses in Indiana, there are several different types of, furnaces, forced air systems in Indiana, but I'll talk about, three of the most common and then a couple that are not so common, but you will see in Indiana. So the first one would be like an 80% efficient gas furnace. The easiest way to tell if you've got a 80% is if there's typically a metal flue coming out of the furnace. So the next option would be your 90% furnaces. The way that you can tell that there's a 90% gas furnace is if there's 2 or 3 inch PVC coming out of the furnace. The next most common heating and cooling system in Indiana would be the heat pump and the air handler. On the air handlers, what you'll typically see is that there are no flues coming out of that unit. And you'll also know that by if your house is just all electric. Typically, if you don't have gas to the house, you're going to typically be running a all electric heat pump air handler in that type of setting. There's a fourth forced air system. It's not very common. They're called geothermal units. Geothermals will typically be set up like an air handler, but we'll have several water lines coming out of them. Next type of system is not very common, but there are plenty of them in Indiana. That would be the boiler system. It's not a forced air system, so the easiest way to kind of tell that it's a boiler is if it doesn't have ductwork attached to it. If you're unsure, then typically there'll be some type of pipe or tubing, which is often copper or iron that's connected to it. So, and again, like I said, there's typically no ductwork attached to that system. So.